Hello, peachies! Welcome back to Dear Peachy. Beauty trends are like boomerangs. What was once in always finds its way back. Lately, there's been a fun trend going around where people recreate the iconic makeup looks from the year they were born. So today, we're throwing it back to the early 2000s in East Asia with a look that screams nostalgia and cuteness, the Dolly Manhua makeup. Inspired by Japanese fashion magazine models, this look is all about fluttery, wispy lashes, bold dark liner, and juicy, glossy lips. Let's bring that dreamy doll vibe back to life. For today's look, we're featuring an up-and-coming Chinese beauty creator on XiaoHongShu, ZoZo. She's not only a model, but also a passionate makeup enthusiast who's been making waves with her dreamy Dolly and Douyin-inspired styles. With over 15,000 followers and growing, her signature looks are all about soft, cute, and eye-catching glam. If you love her style too, then get ready to be inspired. Zo starts off by applying foundation with a flat brush to even out her skin tone, then gently pats it in using a cushion puff for that skin-like finish. She recommends going for a lightweight formula to keep the base looking fresh and natural. Next, she brightens her inner facial contours using a light nude matte highlighter, applying it to the tear troughs, sides of the nose, corners of the mouth, brow bone, and just above the cheekbones. She then softly blends it out for a subtle lift and glow. For nose contour, Zo reaches for a contour pencil. She begins by sketching a soft C shape at the root of her nose, then draws straight lines along the bridge, and adds a curved shadow around the sides and bottom of the tip, creating that sculpted, doll-like nose. Zo also adds depth by sketching a soft C-shaped shadow along the outer eye socket area, giving her eyes that extra dimension and lift. She continues the contour along the sides of her cheekbones and jawline for a more defined silhouette. Using a smaller blending brush, she blends everything out to keep the shadows precise yet natural looking. To give her face a soft pink flush, Zo uses the Into You blush in the shade Sunlit Peach, dabbing it onto the center of her cheeks, the bridge of her nose, and the tip of her nose for that youthful, sun-kissed look. She then sets everything in place using the Piara loose setting powder for a smooth, matte finish. For the eyes, she starts by applying a nude pink shade all over both the upper and lower lids as a base. Then, using a slightly deeper brownish pink shade, she adds definition to the crease, blending upward from the lash line to softly sculpt the eyes. Next, Zo uses a flat eyeliner brush to apply a dark brown shade from the palette. She lines the inner corner and the first third of the upper lash line, right along the roots, then brings it down along the lower lash line. Pay attention. She blends the lower liner toward the center of the eye, then connects it from the outer lower corner back to the middle for a rounded effect. For the outer upper lash line, she switches to a flat, sickle-shaped brush and lines from the outer corner inward, meeting the inner corner liner to create an all-around framed eye look. To deepen the look, Zo goes over the brown all-around liner with a black eyeshadow, tracing right on top of it. This technique softens the harshness of the black while adding more depth and dimension to the eyes. Then, using a light brown shade, she gently contours the aegyo, that little under-eye fat, to create the illusion of bigger, rounder eyes. To prep for falsies, Zo starts by curling her lashes and applying Judy Doll mascara to give them some lift and hold. She's going for a super dramatic lash look, the kind that's bold, fluttery, and totally doll-like. And yes, don't forget the lower lashes. Adding lower lash falsies gives that separated, luscious effect that really completes the dolly vibe. Zo even takes it a step further by layering an extra cluster on the outermost corner to amp up the flutter and add that extra bit of eye-catching charm. At this point, the lashes might look a little intense, but trust the process. Once the rest of the makeup is complete, they'll work their magic and pull the whole look together. And of course, feel free to try out other lash styles that give off a similar dolly effect. Next, Zo moves on to brows, filling them in with a brown brow pencil. then using a tinted brow gel to add volume and fill in any sparse areas. Since the earlier contour has softened a bit, she goes back in with contour powder to lightly retrace the same shadowed areas for more definition. She then brightens key points of her face with a light nude matte powder highlighter, focusing on the inner corners of the eyes, under eye area, and the tip of her nose. A little touch-up on the blush brings that fresh flush back to the cheeks. For lips, Zo begins by softening her lip line with a light pinkish nude lip liner from ColourGram. Then, she evens out her natural lip color using a light pink shade from Judy Doll. To create that glossy, dimensional pout, she layers a light pink, clear gloss all over the lips and finishes by adding a deeper pink shade to the inner region of her lips for that extra pop and volume. And that's how you can recreate this dreamy, Dolly-inspired manhua makeup look. Super cute, eye-catching, and full of charm. What do you think? Do you love this look as much as we do? Let us know in the comments. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.